Narnia Total War is a mod developed by General Custer for Rome 1 that allows you to play the fantasy world of Narnia from the book series Chronicles of Narnia. The time period of the mod seems to be after the events of the first book, where you have King Caspian and the leader of the Kingdom of Narnia. I don't know too much about this fantasy world, so don't blame me if I make certain mistakes about the lore involved in this world. But I feel compelled to look at this mod, because it seems it was made with a lot of care into mind. And I wasn't wrong. Although the overall textures and models of many units and campaign map are similar to vanilla, you get a well-balanced mod, something quite particular with Total War mods that use a vanilla aesthetic, actually. From those that don't understand about this world, you can see your typical factions like Narnia, the Telmarines and Terabithia, but there is also a plethora of other factions that fill this mod with a lot of diversity and interesting faction types to choose from. Building trees are also very similar to vanilla, with the odd exception of different religious worships, and even for some factions, not having a divinity to worship at all. There are some unique buildings that develop more of the world of Narnia, turning that city much more interesting to acquire, while learning something new about the world. Something quite interesting to set for yourself as a goal in your campaigns. Ancillaries and character traits are quite developed in this mod, having a huge variety of retainers that you can get along your journey. Some are actual characters that exist in Narnia, while others are generic creatures that give you buffs concerning their race or occupation. Some more unique ancillaries that you can obtain can be found when you conquer a certain place and let your character rest there for some turns, as if your general found those items while exploring inside the city. These unique objects can only be found in one person at a time, such as Peter's sword or Susan's horn. The unit rosters are quite extensive, although I dislike somewhat those units that are taken from vanilla models. Just for its aesthetic, they don't look too good, while I find quite impressive the creatures type units, that you can see that a lot of work was put into them. My main problem with vanilla type models is that they use always the same color pattern for each faction, making them feel like a soccer team, with no variant in their color scheme. Since the creatures of Narnia do not display this color pattern, they feel more like in tune with its world, while the more human-like units are too brightly colored and don't feel part of Narnia, becoming somewhat disconnected. Narnia Total War uses a unique way into battles that I haven't seen anywhere else, and I actually think it works in its advantage, where they have their unit scales on very low. Even if you try to raise the numbers in the options, they still maintain their current numbers. That's because the scale is already at maximum capacity. This change in units turns the battles like a board game, where you must concentrate your different type of forces to counter the enemy units. Since the battles are fast like in vanilla, you don't have time to enter in a prolonged melee, and must try to hold out your weaker units by balancing them with your expensive and toughest soldiers. I found myself quite enjoying the balance in units and their compositions, even though I don't like fast battles. But since this is a fantasy mod, I found myself forgiving it for the small unit scales and low morale on certain regular units. I hope you'll get to experience Narnia Total War and find yourself involved into this new world and its lore. Until the next video, everyone.